Hi, so I'm going to talk about one thing that is completely missing from guitar practice, any sort of musical instrument practice, and pretty much any sort of endeavor which is creative. Trial and error. This is absolutely essential for developing in pretty much anything. We spend so much time reading blogs, watching videos. Yes, I get the irony. Just looking for information, as much information as we can, to give us the idea of what am I supposed to do to get this right? How can I avoid getting things wrong and wasting time, precious, valuable time, because there's a race against time for some reason to be able to learn the guitar or get good at baseball or running or yoga or whatever the fuck it is. And as a consequence, we miss out on one of the most valuable experiences of learning anything. Trial and error enables you to figure out stuff yourself and come up with stuff that you would not have come up with had you not gone through that process. Our fear of wasting time and making mistakes means that we miss out on making discoveries, Discoveries that can only be made when you go through the process of getting things wrong. You have to get stuff wrong to get it right. There's this great quote from Bruce Lee, and I probably won't remember it word for word, but it's something like this. And he's using the analogy of opening a safe. He said, one turn of the knob rarely unlocks the safe. Each advance and retreat is a step towards one's goal. And that gives you the idea of, you know that whole thing where you hear like 3 steps forward, 2 steps back? You know, that usually makes us think of how progress is really weird. Sometimes we think we're ahead, then we're behind. But if you think about it, really, the 2 steps backwards are still a part of the necessary steps you have to take to get to the goal that you were aiming for anyway. You know, because without those steps, you wouldn't have been able to take those steps forward. They were still necessary steps. And trial and error is a big part of this. Without trial and error, would Eddie Van Halen have done the tapping thing? Would Yngwie have come up with his unique way of picking? Would Frank Gambale have come up with his amazing way of using economy picking to run all over the neck? You know, so many innovative musicians that you could think of, had they not gone through trial and error and been willing to make mistakes, they probably wouldn't have made these great discoveries. But more than that, trial and error is really about being willing to put in the time to your craft. Nobody deserves to get things right straight away. None of us do. None of us deserve to go out, buy the gear we need for our new hobby, and then just get everything right straight away. That frustration that we get from putting in effort and feeling like it's difficult and getting over those difficulties, that frustration is part of the apprenticeship of learning anything. And trial and error is something that people want to bypass because they just want to get straight to the answers. So these blogs, these videos, these articles, everybody else's opinions, people are looking to these as a way of sidestepping the mistakes that others have made so they can get straight to the good stuff straight away. Yes, these things can help you get in the right sort of ballpark and avoid some avoidable mistakes, but by and large, they're not a replacement for effort. None of these advice columns, videos, blogs are a replacement for the work. You still have to do the spade work. You can't expect to turn up when 90% of the work has been done by somebody else and then do the last 10% and get it right immediately. You know, it just doesn't work that way. Trial and error is necessary. Try things. See how they work. You might like it, you might not. Try something else. I'll use alternate picking as an example because it's such a big subject in the world of guitar playing. It's a nemesis for many guitar players, okay? And they'll spend years not being able to get this elusive technique happening. And there's loads been said about picking. I've got my own videos about picking. There's loads out there. But ultimately, even when you chance upon some good advice, you still have to put in that effort, and you've got to be willing to do that spade work. So this is where trial and error comes in. Try different hand positions. Try altering the way you hold the pick a little bit. Ultimately, don't be afraid to try something because you might think it might not work. Like one of my other videos talks about this what if fear. What if it doesn't work? What if I put in all that time and it still doesn't work? And so you end up not even trying anything and just staying where you are. Well, that's staying where you are is a guarantee that you're not going to progress. So you're just as well try, because you can't get any worse than where you are now, which is nowhere. So trial and error, embrace this concept. It is missing in most people's lives, but it is essential. Before the internet, before all these guitar magazines, trial and error was necessary to make all these great guitar players who they were. So, very simple concept. There is no race for getting this stuff done. So don't be afraid of trial and error. It's necessary. You can't bypass it. And the longer you try to bypass it, you're just putting it off. You're putting off the inevitable. So embrace it now. Watch my video about the what if fear if you haven't done already. Embrace that concept and embrace this concept. And then you'll start making some progress. So I'm going to leave it there. Trial and error. That's what you need. You know what you have to do. And I know loads of you are going to hate that, but it's necessary. We all have to do it. We can't avoid it. So I wish you luck in getting this concept into your playing. I wish you luck in being able to apply this and stop avoiding some of the things that maybe you've been avoiding up until now. As always, you can reach me here on Facebook, and there's courses on my site that are definitely you want to check out if you need to improve some technical aspects of your playing, and I'll always be adding to them as well. So just keep an eye out on my various outlets and you'll see what else is coming up next. So thanks for watching, guys. Good luck, and I'll see you next time.